this might be time for another 2v2 tournament.
Might be.
Kerrigan flashed, smoked, and all the rest. Trying to hold off the site, has Rops at range, which he is very good with. He's like Legolas.
Oh, he hasn't planted. Flamey, he's fluffed there.
Ooh, that was an odds.
No, he had the bomb down.
Yeah.
I think he just assumed he did. He had definitely had a plan there. 100% could have planted, fluffed it, and didn't get
Just
the bomb
forgot to press the last digit.
Yeah, there was one more number that he put in. Just to talk about Mousesports on this map, there's a strange adjustment they have in their setup on this one. Rops will actually be the inside player, and he's sometimes opposite as well. So you'll see what he's capable of with that weapon on eventually. I'm not sure if they're still running that setup. Could be interesting to see how that develops, but a great pistol though. P2000 shots from Chris J just looked absolutely spot on. He really has been putting some hours in. His aim has been nothing short of perfect at this point. We'll see whether he can continue it as we get into round number 2 here. Full eco for NaVi. No bomb planted. It was there. It was definitely available. Some reason didn't complete the plan. It just let go too early. Bit of panic, perhaps.
It almost looked like it just like seized up. But
Yeah.
yes, you're right. Certainly, he did not get it down.
In a 5-on-4, I think it was. Sorry, a 5-on-1, whatever it was. You just want to get that bomb planted. That's all he had to aim for. But here we go towards Ivy. Nothing too exciting. Just going to boost the confidence of Kerrigan and Voxic. The scouts on train, and it's going to be scary knowing how powerful Chris J and Voxic were on Dust 2. Another AWP-centric map where Simple couldn't really get going at all due to the financial difficulties. I feel like Mousesports starting the CT side here as well is a massive factor. They're going to be posting, I'm going to say like 10, 11 rounds.
Yeah.
And at that point, NaVi, whether they can get back into it, remember, an elimination game. Mousesports right now up against the AKs. And we'll see 3 of those, 2 Kriegs as well. They have got the advantage in some departments in terms of firepower, but can they actually win out this round? Flashbang towards the lower ramp. Going to set Flamey up. No one there. Pushing towards main entrance, so the CT's trying to claim map control themselves. They've actually put a smoke all the way in towards the T choke point, and they're going to reside and then fall back as well, because keep one player in position with an SMG, ready and waiting for the first kill.
Flamey back down the stairs towards spawn. Kerrigan reading the fact that they have no further presence, or no presence at all, I should say, out toward Ivy. And there is utility in that direction. They need to do something of it. They're going to rotate towards CT stairs as well. That gives them a bit of range in the argument. But Kerrigan has gone on top of the train to try and play above the smoke, and he might spot Electronic. He does. It's Voxic that gets the kill on him instead. That was the player at the stairs, so they had that covered off twice. Watch for Flamey to try and enter. Rotations back through Z as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Zeus in a great position here, looking towards that connector. So much to look at. Does nail the shot. Remember, it's that scout went towards connector. Can't really swing wide. It's the advantage in terms of the firepower for NaVi. They're certainly capitalizing upon it. Damage has been done to Simple. Up to Rob to try and save the day here. Can't quite find the quick kill. And I feel with the bomb being planted, that might be the only chance they had.
And I have a suspicion that that was, well, not even a suspicion. We've got the proof in the pudding, as you guys say in the homelands. They misread that. They thought the single kill at Ivy was enough. They snuck down the back tracks and went old bomb into the site. Chris J and Kerrigan swapped spots. Oh, big spray. Took a while. Zeus gets away with it on Voxic, but not done. Rops knows he's damaged. He knows he's weak. He knows he can contest on this. Doesn't have the kit, so he's got to be on it now, and he's not quite close enough, so backs away. But Chris and Kerrigan swapped spots. Chris got caught out on top of the train thinking they were safe, that no one else was in that position. They walked into the site. Kerrigan then is nowhere to react.
Yeah.
And it's done. Just like that, the round crumbles.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for them to give up, but there still is cash available. NaVi, like we said, had the advantage of taking the full eco in the second round. So forgivable considering they had that situation in the pistol round, the bomb didn't get planted. They make up for it with the third round force buy, which works out very well for them. Now, we do have plenty of cash from Mousesports. The AWP coming up for Voxic. Remember, he's got plenty of kills as that scout. He's only died once. He's got 5 kills to his name, so he can afford an AWP and armor. And they might have misread this slightly. The MAC-10's coming out the Galils as well. There are 3 players of our helmet, so it's still actually fine, I would say. But NaVi might not be aware the sniper's available to them. We'll see if Voxic can open things up. He's currently holding in that connector. Just trying to duck and weave between the 2 bomb sites here. Holding towards that lower ramp, and Chris J has been so great so far, waiting for the reaction here. Oh, mistimes if Flamey doesn't though. Great shot from him. 4-on-4 advantage, NaVi on a map like Train.
Zeus at the top of the stairs, Boomich at the upper entrance. Don't expect them to go too far just yet because they need their teammates in better positions, and that's what Flamey is trying to do. Or is he? Because he's going back now toward the bomb. So pop dog push with a split on 2A main. Or with 2 on A main, I should say.
They have no smokes remaining now on the T side map. Flashes only. Face checks will have to come through. The flashes are effective at least, taking Frozen out of position. Final commitment towards outside with 20 seconds remaining.
14 HP only for Flamey. That means Kerrigan's easily able to collect. But they didn't account for Electronic finding Frozen first. Hang on, Voxic. Oh no, he's missed too many of those today, I'm afraid. Key moments. He's been instrumental. They certainly touched on that at the desk on the last map on Dust 2, but a shot like that has to hit because now it causes problems. Electronic's able to get away, finds Rops. He's running for the door. He does get caught on his way, and Voxic makes up for the mistake.
Yeah, if they don't win that round, he would be absolutely gutted. That was a sitter, quite literally. The bomb being planted, they could have denied the plant, could have just won the round there and then. He missed it. It all falls apart, but he does get the final kill there, so no harm, no foul, I suppose would be the most fitting phrase in that regard. But they do lose an extra player for it. Voxic, though, he did manage to get a couple of kills before the bomb went down, but the most important one was the one that almost eluded him as he does catch Electronic jumping towards Pop Dog there. Money is broken for NaVi. Mousesports right back in the driving seat here. We've got around 3K per NaVi player. Just one Deagle so far brought out. I'm sure they'll have a couple more as they take a timeout right at the end of freeze time there to decide their options. And right now, they know the money's so low for Mousesports that they could force into this, but it'd be such a risk. Like, what would you do? You go for an inside execution maybe with Deagles and CZs and try and challenge that, but is it worth it? It's very early on in the game. It's the third and final map, and you do not want to get yourself in a financial rut where Simple won't have the orb going forward, as we saw in Dust 2, for example. We can't have that again. They need to keep the money strong.
So this time, Mousesports get the early lead. Distributing the weapons across NaVi. Electronic at the back of the spawn gets the Krieg. Simple with the AK. He heads toward A main. Electronic's going to go toward Ivy. They leave bomb and spawn very intentionally at this point. Does Kerrigan go much beyond the end of Ivy? Thought damage. Rop's already very far forward. Kerrigan checks it. Deep smoke. He may try and convince them that he's going to sit behind the dumpster. In fact, he may just do it.
Well, they have fully invested here. Remember, NaVi. 2 rifles. That duo again. Simple, Electronic, 3 Deagles. They have got smokes. 3 of them. Flashes. This is enough to win a round for sure, but will they be able to fend off the AWP of Voxic? So far, at least taking him down to 50 HP. He currently resides in the lower ramp with Rops, just trying to show some presence. We won't see anything too quick here from NaVi. The bomb's all the way down in T-spawn right now. Kerrigan working across J towards Ivy, just tucking himself in, looking for a couple of cheeky kills with the MP9. Perfect round to do that. First shot misses for Voxic, drops the smoke and might just rotate out of the situation completely. Detecting threat towards Ivy, they will deploy the smokes and keep NaVi there for a good 15 seconds. They can't push much further. They'll go recover the bomb at least. Flamey's going to do that. But they are running out of time. Now, with just 1 smoke, a couple of flashes, similar scenario. They'll have to go outside at this point. Surely. 2 players at Ivy. Here comes Zeus and Electronic.
But here comes Kerrigan. And there he goes. Deagle wins. Damage is certainly in the favor of the Deagle. The DPS, I think it's a stat it's hard to quantify. Goes in favor of the MP9 in that situation. Frozen only gets 1. It's Electronic and Simple to respawn. Bomb goes down. Voxic. I think he got him through the train. Takes down Zeus.
Remember, 2 rifles into this round, Simple and Electronic, both of them with frags there, working together with no smoke available, just have to time it well. And that's when NaVi makes sense. When they start hitting their shots and these individuals show up, it is a beautiful thing to watch. And that's going to be a great round for them to win. It was such a gamble to invest into that round. Not one I don't think I could have called. It would have been such a massive disaster if you give that round up. Your finances would be in ruins. You might not have got a bomb down, but they make it work. They're actually going to leave with more than they entered with. 3 rifles, and they win the round. Voxic will try and save the AWP, which is absolutely fine. They're all saving towards Ivy, so no issues there. Robs will save an MP9. Surely there's got to be something better than that to pick up. I don't think there is. So they'll have the MP9 and the AWP as we go 3 and 2 overall. I haven't got my glasses on. Is that a good one?
I mean, they kind of use the same word twice in a pun.
It's a cane. All right.
Yeah, Kane hits him with a cane.
I get it.
The last time I saw a replay of the two, it was actually just Kane freaking out that his headset wasn't working. So
that's true. I remember that. Well, they do have the AWP. Voxel will go towards Ivy this time, face towards the main entrance. Flamey waiting for the aggression, rightly so. It's one of those rounds where you might expect HEs towards that position, then pushing in towards after. But they've got 2 players towards Pop Dog for now. Boomage going for his flight path towards the brown halls here. They've got the bomb in that position. The bomb not in T-spawn this time. Suggests they've got intent early on in the round instead of working a default here. And you can see Simple lined up for a smoke, so that could be the case.
Molly. Doesn't go deep, though. Keeps them back by the door, but hardly that. Frozen reveals the path, and that they are standing in it with a smoke down. Clever smoke, that. Covers off the top bit of the ladder as well. They'll put an additional defensive one out at A main. Chris is going to get close to it. Have to keep quarters close aside from Voxic and Rops, really. I suppose a Deagle works at range too, but it is a Deagle. Relies on precision at any range, really. Chris gets caught. Hoped he could go undetected as chaotically they would go in. It didn't work out. Frozen and Voxic find kills, so the AWP still gets one. Frozen falls afterwards. It's Boomage to get him. As Kerrigan stays on top of the train, Rops is already at the flank as well. He's being watched, but there's 13 seconds. They've got to find space inside of the site, and there's not a lot of time to do so. Simple's got Kerrigan down. That leaves it to Voxic, and Bomb just barely gets planted.
Yeah, he had to hopefully find a couple of kills in the process, but Simple will time that to perfection. It's a huge round for NaVi to pick up there. 3 players survive. Simple has the AWP, $7,000 as well. A well-coordinated push towards outside has worked out very nicely for them. And Voxic, we'll have a look at his numbers in terms of the frags. He had the very top, 9 and 2. He's only died twice. And we go 3-3. There's the shots actually getting right. That is unbelievable. That's why he's so good, so quick. As they take the full eco here. Nothing too special to report in terms of a stack. We do have 4 players outside, I suppose, but it's USPs, no nades. So if they find a couple of kills, that will be a victory in its own right. We will see what Boomage can do here with the Krieg, looking to just contact play towards upper, the safest place you can go. Electronic with the information, just trying to work out whether there is a stack towards inside. That's confirmed. There's not. They can make their way in. Voxic has made a lot of noise, and he'll be pincered from both sides, and that's going to be round.
Dunked as well.
Yeah, really dunked on.
Frozen and Rops. Frozen in time in this round. Still better than the Kane joke.
They're working on it. That was the first joke of the day.
Yeah, you got to warm up, right?
Yeah.
Get the audience feeling the laughter so that it keeps flowing afterwards.
Yeah, it's warming up the room. Well, Frozen and Robs just looking for any sort of exit frags at this point. Not sure they're going to get them. Electronic, you can see that Krieg spray still not mastered by a few. Difficult to handle. Robs will be looking for anything he can here. Not going to happen. NaVi will take the lead at this point. Round confirmed. Only giving up 1 play out there. It's going to be Boomage. Simple with $10,000 on the T side. That's not bad at all, considering it already has the AWP, most of its utility. Electronic was sent towards Ivy by himself to see what he could find. Gets 2 kills, confirms it's not an inside stack, and this is the dunk grenade from Flamey. Perfect, catches Voxic as he ran away. Up for Voxic again. Money's starting to become an issue. 1 kit, bare bones utility. Let's get into the next round. This is where NaVi starts to look a lot more comfortable, and they have resources, they have time. It's not such a combative map like Inferno, where you're constantly dueling a banana or fending off rushes down middle. You can actually play an old classic NaVi game. So now, if Frozen can get stuck in, grenade towards main entrance. No one there to receive. Inside play looks very likely at this point. Probably the first time a full-on execution. Remember, we do say it's Rops that normally anchors that position. He'll be there with an AUG with 1 HE. He has no incendiary, no smoke, not even a flash map, and he has to hold the very back. He knows he can't really do much about a full execution. He'll have to just try and get 1 kill and wait for rotations. Should be a NaVi round considering those factors, but anything can happen with Rops on a bomb site. All down lower ramp as well. He's not going to see any of this.
Nope. Was hoping, oh, and they've already crossed. Was hoping to catch up, or another got a smoke down. 2 have crossed. 3rd one's there. Molotov on Hitch, and they are pushing him. He's not ready for this. Electronic on the other side. Flames make noise. He won't be able to hear the footsteps quite so clearly, but he does. That's the key thing, that he still heard them coming. It's Zeus and Flamey, now Simple to get the better of it, and the bomb is still planted, and it's all onto Frozen, who's gonna walk in from, oh, the back lines. Boomich is extremely low, 3 HP, stuck in the corner, smoke to preserve, and he tries to pull out a knife because why not? AWP, knife, what difference does it make? But this is Frozen going for it. Just enough time, if he had found Simple in that moment, to get on the defuse. No kit, unlikely he does so. Bigger problem is that Simple now guards the exit. Can take him down, but round is over. Oh, corner should survive there, I believe. 93 HP, 35, there you go.
Absolutely right there. Well, there we have it. Counter-terrorist timeout, and it was Mousesports that just had nothing to defend the inside push. Inside execution came through, but nothing too technical there, just a no, but Rob's just unfortunate at the time as he was focusing towards upper, hoping he could still 1 kill away. By the time he got his first kill, they'd already planted the bomb. He made the right call. He couldn't just keep swinging out and challenging. He had to wait until they pushed down. He gets 1, but it was just overwhelming. It was stifling to try and reset the bomb site with no utility, and NaVi already fully established. No, nice call from them. So a little default to start. 5 players towards inner, and did we save a player that last time? We did, so we do have the AWP at least. Voxic will have to do something absolutely godlike at this point, and it seems to be Ivy is his chosen position to watch towards main entrance, presumably at the start, or maybe just go for a straight up push. We've got a scout for Chris J as well. Partial buy here with the Deagles and CZs.
Voxic. Trying to get the angle, but it's over toward B. The action happens first, and the gun wins out. Rops couldn't surprise Zeus. He was up to the task. In fact, no damage done to Zeus. Usually you'd expect Rops to get something going in that situation. Stat that blew my mind in the break, if you didn't catch it, Mousesports has been to every Cologne since 2015, and they have never made the playoffs here.
Yeah. And they're a Cologne-based organization, right?
Exactly, and it includes last year when they had a fantastic, much different team, but a fantastic run at a few different events, including a win in New York, among others.
Voxic has spotted Ivy's clear, by the way, just to know that. So there is information they're going towards inner. Whether they can do anything about it is another question altogether. It's still a 5-on-4. He's rotating over. If he gets 2 or 3 kills, sure, there's a chance, but he's got to hit them first.
Wait, Sen does hit the first one. Boomich, the one that he gets, but Flamey finds him afterward. Kerrigan sitting on the bomb. Surprises when he needs to. Bomb down, 40 seconds. It's not going to win the round on that alone, but it certainly buys some space. Not if Simple starts showing up. I say showing up, yes, okay, he has been top the leaderboard. It's been certain moments when he's been caught in the open or not had the same impact we're used to seeing from him. Don't fault him by saying he's not here, but it's not what we're used to where he just single-handedly manipulates the game.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Well then, 6-3, round 10. It is NaVi looking very good after winning 5 rounds in a row. They lost the pistol as well, remember, they're 6-3 up. They won out with their 3rd round force buy. Fast play towards Olof. Flamey will have to make his way back. So much damage inflicted at the start. This is looking good now for Mousesports. Chris J Wants to probe a little further here. It's simple as, oh, just about gets out of there. He still wants to fight this. That's insane. There's a player right next to him on his left, and surely he gets taken down here. He spots one.
Oh, what?
Chris J somehow. I don't know how.
Hurt him through the...
Oh
my God, that's so smart from Simple.
What?
He heard him pull the nade. He was holding the angle so that even if there was someone close, he would have walked into the crosshair no matter what, but instead he gets aggressive, fires through the wall, and then nades on him?
That's so sick. I can't even begin to describe. That one, not so much. Electronic does like to offer himself up for free at Ivy, it seems. He'll go down as they go towards inner, and it's such a telegraph call now. They've done that a few times with Electronic alone towards Ivy, then they go inner. It feels like every CT will be on his way over. They have to operate very quickly at this point with 45 seconds. Rops to watch up. Like we said, a solid anchor, so good on train. Watch out for his T-side plays towards that upper ramp. Molotov getting deployed, presumably on the bomb side itself. They'll focus towards Upper. That doesn't look like good news. Good flashbang, though.
Vic caught. Boomich got him. Forced off the angles by so much utility. 7th round. Not secure, but bomb down, 2-on-2 inside of the site. They don't have anyone forward in the post plant. CTs, therefore, can take their time to clear the alleyways. Zeus, this is a tough position to play. You're open from so many different angles. Boomich gone. Zeus has to close off to a train, has to get some cover, has to isolate, and does against Kerrigan. Spots the second player on Frozen as well.
So now he just needs to work out where to place his Molotov. Left or right, needs to choose. One for left-hand side. Might want to save that for the bomb itself.
Did that spread? It clipped the top half of the train, surely. I don't think it would have done enough to keep him off it. He's on it, he's defusing, he's got it. Zeus didn't think he was going to hold. He thought that Molotov was enough that he would encourage the repeat, but he didn't. He got too far away from it.
Yeah, and he even tried every trick in the book there. He's jumping around the lower ramp. He's just hoping it was a fake defuse, but Frozen, he wasn't rattled at all by that Molotov, but this was the play. How he even got damaged like that, that's so nuts. And then he seems to know, follows up the nade, it lands perfectly on him. They don't, oh, my goodness, they don't actually end up winning the round, but still, what a way to open things up. Plenty of money there for NaVi still. Came down to the 1 versus 1. Zeus, decent effort there. Molotov on the bomb. Might have been better off for him, but either way, didn't work out. We'll see Flamey now making his way towards Olof. Money on the line for both teams. Flamey waited for a mistake. Boomich will have Brownhill's control. Smokes towards the upper ramp. Trying to bait out the utility as Electronic nails a close-range shot with the Krieg. Can he find the second? He knows another one's there. It's going to be Chris J on the other side with the AUG. Scope-on-scope action here, but it's Zeus' strike with the AK-47. And now Flamey looks like he's surely going to find the kill on Rops there. He does. Great work by them. And it's the inside players now that have to rotate in and try and deny this plan. Oh, the flash. Brutal.
Stick one in, but he's not aware that he still has company behind him. Flamey was over toward Hell. It was Zeus that got the kill instead, though. And they've got good positions in this post plant now, with Smoke still down at Z. Rops won't be able to push through. Flamey with Hell. Electronic watching the flank through main. Can peek and see the bomb, and Zeus just clears off the rest of the angles and wants to get that Krieg back. Not a lot of HP, so he needs to be somewhat careful. Zeus gets the op, more importantly, and will get out of the site. Smart that he went. He had the high HP as well, so he could afford taking his time to get there.
It does make sense.
Sometimes things do.
Yeah, indeed. Wow, NaVi, everything's making sense for them right now. Remember, lost the pistol, 2-0 down, now 7-4 up. A lot of individual greatness coming through. Rob saves the Krieg. He has been the highest rated player for Mousesports by some margin for the last 3 months. So if anyone was going to have this Krieg, then you'd want it to be him, to be honest. He currently sits at 8 and 6. It's Voxic with 12 and 7, who doesn't seem to be having the same level of impact we were hoping for. Still, great amount of kills, some fantastic shots being made, but the scoreline suggests that Simple might be getting the better of him. Round 12, running out of time here on the Mousesports side as a timeout comes through, a chance to discuss their options. Remember, this is an elimination match. Lose this best of 3 on the 3rd and final map of Train, you are not making it to the Lanxess. And NaVi, the defending champions, that would be gut-punching for them. Mousesports still building, still working on making this team, this young team work, I should say. It wouldn't be as catastrophic for them, but the way they've been playing, I think they They deserve to be in the arena at this point. They've looked so good throughout. Scouts again. Saved Krieg and pistols. Is it enough?
Heartbreak either way, though, really. Simple hits Voxic. Robs, found by Electronic. Electronic powers the server. Powers into the side, finds Chris J. Defending champions are either gone or Mousesports will yet again fail to play on this stage in the Cathedrale of Counter-Strike. Kerrigan, 1-on-5. On. Simple was aware of what he might be up to. Everywhere else was cleared, so might as well watch for it.
Well, that was the partial buy. Now, Kerrigan brings out the sniper, presumably drops it over to his teammate. All double AWPs, very viable. You can even triple AWP on train if you want to. I feel like at this point, they're so desperate just to get some rounds on the board. Kerrigan, he's like, you know what, boys? It's time to roll back the years slightly here. You have got Chris J at your disposal, but Kerrigan, as you mentioned, known more as an anchor AWPer, right? He's not the flashy style. He just sits there, makes sure he holds the positions that have to be held. And I assume he'll be towards Ivy, just in a very standard manner, watching the corner, which he is. So, Boom Edge down Pop Dog this time, suggests outside intent. There's Kerrigan. So he holds angles like this. Chris J and your Voxes will be going for the absolutely insane shots, being very aggressive. Kerrigan did spot one cross. That's what I mean. Vox is pushing lower ramp with his. So just a polarizing approach. Either way, we're going to see the first kill for Kerrigan.
Electronic again to push the halls of Ivy. Smoke for Simple. Covers off toward E-Box. Allows the entrance to be a little more swift. Less open space and sight lines to deal with. Chris is above it, though. Slow to react. Couldn't catch Flamey, and by the time he tried to re-peek, Flamey was on the ground and ready for it. Hold for Electronic. They're trying to buy him some space. Kerrigan is still back there. Shot on the op. He has to reset, and he does. Electronic wasn't fast enough. And oh my goodness, Kerrigan, we talked about the op potential. There it is. That's why he's so good as he gets the ace as well.
He gets the ace. That is such a big play from him. Like I said, they have Chris J there in their arsenal to use that secondary open. Kerrigan's like, you know what? We need to kick it back old school at this point. I'm going to sit there like a turret, hitting all the shots that are required, and he hits every single one. An ace with the AWP. That is quite remarkable. You can see him just nailing absolutely everyone here. Beautiful round from Kerrigan. Might save the day at this point. He gets them back in the conversation at least to taking this third map. It's going to be 8-5 as they look for 8-7. Double AWP seems to be the solution. Kerrigan sticking his position towards Ivy, and rightly so. Inside players. Voxic, he did this before, got nothing for it. Does he go any further? This is audacious to say the least. He spotted an arm. Oh, he hits him as well. I think he hit the fingers of Flamey there as he will fall back. Actually, Flamey was towards the other end, so that must have been an HE. So no shot landing, I'm afraid. But nice play from Voxic. So close, but no cigar this time. Makes his way back towards the upper ramp, where he'll have his team at the top of the ladder, presumably, watching the lower ramp, and he'll exactly like this. So Rops will sit there watching lower. It's AWPer behind him, and they can play off each other, but it doesn't seem to be the case in terms of where NaVi are going to finish up. Making noise to debate out some utility. Flashbang to go over and enable the Star Riflers to do their thing. 50 seconds remain. CT's with 3 players inside now.
Frozen the only one on the A site directly. Kerrigan's going to give up Ivy. No one to play it with him.
He just pushed it and peeked down towards T-spawn and saw no one. That's going to keep 3 inside, and that's a massive problem.
It's a good point, because Electronic is there, and they are attacking on A. Kerrigan smoked. They know it now, Chris J, but he's going to go all the way back to the entrance of Z Connector just to get around. Headshot. Oh, Frozen couldn't hit it, couldn't react fast enough, and he knows he can't swing because there's more than just the bomb planter in that position. Zeus absolutely wrecks him after putting the bomb down. Chris at least gets the response, grabs the AK instead. But unfortunately for him, his teammates still don't have position to work with. He tries desperately to find and eventually will get Flamey. But they're just waiting in the wings at this point. Exactly that. You cross over a sight line that Electronic holds. Simple now gets the information they're trying to get in. Didn't catch Voxic toward the hitch, though. So this could be an element of surprise, but he's pulled away from the bomb just to battle against Electronic, and that was easy enough for Simple to close on.
Well, there it is. 3 players survive for NaVi. Some exciting moments, though. His boomage with the creek showing us what he's made of at that range. It makes sense. This is the clothesline. What is that? Straight up pre-fire through the smoke, and he gets him. So frustrating to receive that one. Mousesports crashing out of the tournament right now on the CT side. You expect them to have the 9 rounds here. They have to deny double digits. They really do. It's NaVi's T sides have been weak this tournament, I would say, and this has been a very strong performance. Simple looking for the cross towards Hitch. Nothing there. Damage done though to Chris J. He must have swallowed a couple of grenades there. Down Voxic as well. He's been pushing in this time towards upper ramp. He gave it a go. He's been relentless in trying to get that opening pick towards the inside area. Punished for it this time, and this round does not look good unless Frozen finds the bomb against 2 kills here. Okay, Simple will just do that. 1 bullet from the Deagle, straight to your face when it looked like you had a massive advantage and the bomb down.
Carrigan still moving his way up on the AWP. Simple past the ladder. Still wielding the dig despite now holding the op. Zeus is down below him, so he's watching off ladder. First and foremost, Carrigan and Chris are on A. Rops is the only one left on B, and Chris, keep in mind, has 8 HP. Back to level ground, though, because Carrigan has at least got electronic.
He has. He might have another one here as well. Perfect position to do so. He's going to spot the barrel before he does. Simple goes down here. It's Carrigan seems to be the solution to all of their problems as he gets another. It won't be the ace this time, but it's not far off. 4 kills available to him. And it's Zeus now, 3 versus 1. Not sure he can do anything about this. Jumps up on top of the trains, trying to do whatever he can, and they've done it. 9-6 at least. Much better than it was looking. That was falling apart for them. And who would have thought a Carrigan ace of the AWP, the 6th ace of the tournament, no less, and the first on train will be the one that saves the day. We're going to take a halftime break and see who will be knocked out of the tournament.
That beating time in the towers, looking down all night, blocking out the sun that we need. Maybe we can change our stripes and colors. You're the only one I see. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, and I take it all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. It'll take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night.
ESL One Perfume 2019. It's 9-6 at the end of the first half. In map 3, this determines who goes to the playoffs and who is going home.
And it's a massive advantage here for NaVi. They swap over to the CT side now with 9 rounds under their belts. That is massive, but the pistol could change everything. Mousesports are a team capable of pulling this one back. They're a very tactical squad. They're a very skilled squad. Certainly can go pound for pound in terms of firepower. We'll see what they can do in the pistol as we see the PT-50 in the hands of Robson. Remember, I mentioned in the first half, watch out for him, the upper ramp on this map. He'll be causing absolute chaos as the game continues with 3 players towards Ivy here, including the bomb boxing out towards that Olaf position. Aggressive, of course, but Boomish with the first headshot. That's Robs being dropped, and Flamey looks like he's got a few players in his crosshairs as well. Spots 2, falls back, they've got the advantage.
Chris J around the corner, not quite, doesn't commit to the peak, but he has a crossfire set up against him, and Simple and Electronic, you know, both Electronic snappy to find Voxic as well, as Kerrigan now left in a 1-on-4 and has no idea that Electronic has snipped him beside. It's now 10-6.
Well, there we go. A convincing pistol victory for NaVi. A nice smile on the face of Simple there. It's been an up and down tournament for them, a turbulent one. 4 spy from Mousesports. You wouldn't expect anything less at this point. Scout out for Voxic. Deagle's there as well. A couple of smokes. So I'm going to assume this will be 2 smokes either side of the outside bomb site. Flashes over. Scout to defend and try and get that bomb planted with the flashes out there. Deagle's close as possible. Could be an inside play as well. We'll see which way they're inclined. Won't be anything super quick either way as they hold up and see if there's any damage that can be done with the Scout initially. Pushing towards that upper ramp and lower. Zeus is there with the MP9. Spots 1. Nice bit of damage towards Rops. That will do. Doesn't have to get the kill. Pushes them back at least. Still with the 2 smokes available on the T side. Just got to try and bleed out some utility first. But Simple, great positioning. Nice bait and switch there from Zeus's. He definitely spotted Chris J, but he couldn't take him down. There's a couple of kills now. Mousesports deadly with these pistols, and NaVi have struggled against them time and time again. That's wonderful from Chris J. A second Deagle headshot. Is there anyone that can slow this guy down? They've got a 4-on-2 advantage now.
Bomb to be planted. Nade over. That'll do damage. Not quite. Went a little far. Didn't catch anything to ricochet off of and slow its trajectory as Simple wants to work back in over the bomb. No one looking in that direction either. He has a chance in this. Has a chance for the first kill at least. As Kerrigan caught. Damage done though. He's down to 29 and not much better off is Zeus. The range isn't there. I think it's time to back away from this one, and Simple's already electing to do so. Zeus will find nothing further. Head for the hills, but the hills, well, I was gonna say they have eyes, but Chris didn't elect to cover the backtrack. Stays at Ivy instead. There
it is. Those deadly, dastardly Deagles. Once again, opening things up for Mousesports. The scout tags not really required too much there. It's Frozen doing absolutely fantastic work there with the opening kill, and Chris J even better. He gets 1 lovely kill towards the server position. They knew he was there as well. Not only does he get the first there, the repeat when they're just trying to confirm that kill, get the trade, he gets the second Deagle headshot as well. Really fantastic stuff from him. Shots that shouldn't be possible are made a reality, and some compliments from NaVi towards Chris J as well. You've got to respect the shot he just delivered there. As we get into round 18, will be a 4 spy in response. Of course, now we really do have a game on our hands after they recover the second round. Scouts, AKs, MP9s, and in terms of the CT setup, they only have the 2 rifles of the FAMAS, the Simples M4 and Electronics FAMAS. So they seem to have learned their lesson over the years here, making sure the star players always have the best weapons.
Kerrigan just picking away with the pebble gun toward Flamey, but Chris comes in with better weapons to close it off. He said the star player with the guns. Simple making good on the first attempt. Deagle shot from Boomich as well, so pretty standard affair so far as Rops gets 2, and then the nade closes down on more Simple. Ooh. He is loving it, holy moly.
Yeah, big win. That is absolutely massive. We are going to see Mousesports now up against the full eco.
You're familiar with him as a coach, are you not?
He was a Source player back in the day. You put me on the spot. Name eludes me right now. But yes, good lad, very nice man, very good Counter-Strike mind. Wish I had the name available. Kind of awkward now. Say something else, please.
Sorry,
Yeah, don't just sit there silence.
Assumed you knew that. My bad. Didn't mean to put you on the spot like that, Henry. Sorry.
Yeah, he was a Source player. I played against him many times. I will look it up and give him a proper shout out. He's a great guy.
Well, simple to the corner. My bad. Voxic stands and waits. It's going to be an accumulation of players toward the Pop Dog. They've lost Frozen, and they go by the ladder as a result. They couldn't even swing for the backtracks wrap as the one player trying to sell a rotation went down, but they do buy some space. There's a lot available, and Kerrigan making noise, but he always caught out by timing. Simple was on the line, managed to just get above, and Boomich on the ball. Boomich on to Chris. Pistols with the win, and the MAC-10 to close it out on Flamey.
No armor, P250s and Deagles, and they didn't drop a single kill. That is insane. That doesn't happen too often. That's one of those rounds where we do have those sort of discussions where we're talking about coaches and kind of unfamiliar sort of conversations, but somehow, some way, Boomich on the upper ramp. To be fair, it's strange that no one's even up there challenging him from that position. They focus towards the lower area. It doesn't work out for them, and NaVi completely dismantle the approach towards the inside bomb site. There's still money there for a Voxic AWP. Well, Steve Flamey's now will be able to take him down. He's just going to be playing off the pixel, seeing if anyone crosses as soon as he detects the threats. That's when he drops a smoke, which is right now. But unfortunately, Christian's already passed, but still finds the frag.
Great shot back from Voxic. It's going to sit around at Ivy a little bit longer, it seems. That's where most of the action has gone, and with two CTs down in that position, it's not an unreasonable thought that there wouldn't be much more defense there. Gonna try and exploit that. Simple, red train, E-box, smoke down to cover off the bottom side of the ladder. He can swing to look Ivy, but doesn't have a ton of time in doing it. Fortunately for him, he's got great positioning from his teammate in Electronic. They've lost Zeus on the other side of the map, and Bomb could go there. There's the swing I was talking about from Simple. Electronic hears them above, so he knows at least they're going toward the ladder. And again, with the kill on Zeus, very likely this ends up in B.
You're absolutely right there. Mousesports with a huge advantage at this point. 3 versus 2, Simple outside, Electronic all the way in T-spawn as well. 2 AK-47s, no utility, but all the time in the world. I don't think the CTs can really justify doing much of this at all. Just going to gather weapons. Let this round slip by as we see Frozen, Robs, and Kerrigan stay alive here. It's another force by win. This time for Mousesports. They'll save double orbs, so for the first time, NaVi will be bringing that out. So you'd expect Simple and Boomich to be using those, but Flamey was a secondary orb for NaVi for so long, they might just be happy to stay on that setup for now. Time will tell. Electronic will hold on to it. Money's still going to be there. It's not going to be too bad, actually, in terms of their loss bonus. They'll only get $1,400 per player, but Zeus and Boomich still at $2,500 each. There is cash available to them. As NaVi let the round go, it's going to be back and forth here. Third and final map, the elimination game. Lower bracket, and a pause has been called. We'll see now what discussion will be had. Will they change the pace up? Do they want to go for a slower tactical game? Throw a spanner in the works here with a fast rush, perhaps? It was interesting, after saying so for so long, I was watch out for ops for that upper ramp. The moment they go inside, Boomich takes down 2 or 3 for the Deagle, and Robs isn't there. It's that first time he's not been there. It was kind of interesting how that all panned out. But AK's now in the hands of Mousesports from a double orb save in the previous round, though. Everything on the line at this point. Mousesports have got themselves back in the game, but it is T-sided train. It's a very CT-sided map, probably just beneath Nuke in terms of statistics. Kerrigan explaining the overall approach here. How he wanted to go down. From how he was gesticulating there, I would say it looked like an execution, smokes and flashbangs. Inside has been the chosen position. 5 players here. Flashbang to push off initial uppers at the start. Kerrigan confirms uppers clear as well. Now you have to operate very quickly as you have no idea as to whether they push main entrance or Ivies. You have to go in the next 10-15 seconds or so when 5 players are committed to this side of the map. Kerrigan's been lost. He committed towards upper by himself. Brave. So that might just slow everything down. Your in-game leader goes down like that, you're going to have to cancel whatever plans you had.
Boomich. Backing away ever so slightly. All utility-based. 2-round game, things start to slow down and get a bit more tense. Zeus was about a 10th away from finding Rops, but didn't go around the corner, and he gets back toward the windows at Pop Dog instead, jumping, just trying to see what he can. Smokes go. Standard execution, electronic gonna counter it, low HP. Bit of ammo used, but gets the time to reset. Chris walks out and gives him no time to fight. But Simple does respond, and it's down to Rops and Voxic. Rops is very concerned about what dwells below. The monster under the bed is real.
Yeah, it might be at this point. Rops will wait for any pushes, but with 10 seconds on the clock, round is done. NaVi have done enough here, no problem at all. Simple with the 2 kills required. And Boomich just looking around now. If you kill players after the time allocated in the round, they'll get no money into the next. But they will save the 2 AK-47s. The problem is loss bonus not really there at all for either side. As we'll see them with $2,000 on Frozen and Chris J, but they've saved 2 AK-47s. Has to be another tactical timeout here. So what do? You have 2 AK-47s with enough to drop a Galil, get some utility of your own, but there will be compromises here, and it's a huge round. You give this one up, it's 13-9 to NaVi, and you've got no money at all. The loss bonus, like I said, not there. It would have to be at least a plant here with a decent amount of kills. This round is a clean one for NaVi. That could be enough.
So 3-3, second half, and no real economic advantage built up either side. But the pressure more on Mousesports for that exact fact, because if they go down to 13, potentially sit for 14, and then they have to claw themselves back into the game.
Well, there's the compromise. The P250, 4 AKs. Usually as the in-game leader has to take it on the chin, Chris J will take a bullet to the chest. Boomich will get the first once again. He's been great at getting those opening kills. Remember, this is a back-breaking round from Mousesports. They give this one up, and they're trying to find any sort of access point here. Rops has got towards E-Box at least, but the orbs are just too much for them to handle. Org apparently as well. It's a 5 versus 1. Frozen, he's very, very good, but I'm not sure he'll be able to pull this one off. A couple of kills will be something at least. There's a low HP player in front of him. Presence towards Pop Dog as well. Nades exchanged, and I think he knows this one's over. Nice shot, takes down Zeus, and we'll see ourselves now in a position where he could actually find maybe one more kill, but is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be the case. 13-9 as Mousesports are now in a lot of trouble, Matt. This is the point of no return. You either fully invest now and go for it, or take another eco and try and claw back 6 rounds on your T side.
Which we know can be done against NaVi in this event. We saw it in the case of Liquid. I mean, remember, NaVi doesn't need to be in this situation, but they are, and they're going to make the most of it. But that last round absolutely hinged more deadly for Mousesports. Simple will head back through Zed and hold outside of Ticket with the AWP. And it's Glocks and a full save. What do you possibly hope to achieve?
Bomb down at best. Inside is the most obvious choice. You're able to at least get maybe 1 kill and a plant, considering the distance between the connector and the bomb site, but that's about as good as it gets in these sort of rounds. CT side, we saw an eco victory, but that was with P250s and Deagles, right? It's a very different story. This is Glocks, no armor, no nades. They couldn't even justify upgrading pistols here. First kill for Flamey. Carrigan just trying to show any sort of presence towards Ivy. Full rotation, and Zeus knows they've got no armor though. It's confirmed the Glocks are being fired off. He can stay and fight this. Oh, hello, Simple. As we said, just trying to get a plant down here. Not going to happen by the looks of things. And it's a pretty clean round there from NaVi. 14-9 as they get closer and closer. They're finishing this game off. And even with that full eco, Carrigan goes into this round with $3,400 after buying armor. So there won't be absolutely everything they need, especially no Voxic AWP. This is where they really do need the timeout. I'm not sure they have one left at this point. I think they used all of them up.
Yep. I think you're absolutely right, and this is desperate times. Kerrigan may have gotten his wish for vengeance on FaZe, knocked them out of the tournament 2-0. But it still doesn't get them any closer to a Cologne. I suppose technically got them a little closer, but it doesn't get them onto the stage in Cologne, as they have not been there as an organization. And NaVi, a chance to defend the title. Push through, Rops crosses over. The exact time in which it's thrown, Zeus, Simple, they're gonna rotate back in, Boomich, Flamey down below. And Simple with the op is standing in wait to try and shut down everything. This is it for Mousesports.
This is it. Last chance, really. Inside play will come through. Upper ramp provided with smoke, but here comes Simple. The AWP gets one. Can't find anything more.
Oh, Zeus gets fortunate there that they dropped down. I was going to say, the fact that Simple got so aggressive on the upper side, the sidewalk, when he went down, everyone was so far forward of the site, they actually could have swung and taken advantage of that, but they dropped in front of Zeus instead. He just happened to be the right spot, and it is 15 for NaVi.
Oh, that says it all. It's not looking good. The scouts will have to come out now. And like I said, they're going to need just 6 rounds in a row on the T side to even get to overtime at this point. That was the must-win round. It looks like NaVi will be making their way to Lanxess once again. Electronic providing the covering fire of the AK-47 with the flank from the lower ramp to close things out, and the boost and connector right now for Simple.
Mortal Kombat sound effect.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, a chance to finish him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Well,
Fatalities aside, Mousesports need to avoid as many as they can. Deagle for Kerrigan. He's got Deagle, no armor. He really has. It's like, boys, you need to do this one for me. I've just got to give you everything I've got. I will be the merchant for this round. I won't even have armor. I'll have a Deagle, nothing else. Just to keep them in the tournament.
Toxic down the lane. No one giving themselves up that easily. Electronic is there. He'll play it off a sound, and that's the bomb. Smoked off now as well. Kerrigan was low. Simple did the damage. Flamey falls, but double smoke. Molotov was already gone, and now Voxic has to sit back and wait, and they can set the position around the bomb as they please. Nade in for further damage. Electronic sneaking up ever closer. And Voxic's on his own. Rops is trying to come up with a masterful play, but he's got to do so much on 22. And as time goes on, they'll start to doubt that they're in front and waiting to come into the site. They're going to start to look around and try and find him.
Yeah, desperate times at this point. Anything will do a kill. Now smoke off the connector themselves to suggest Rops isn't there, because that was a T-sided smoke. Hasn't worked out, Matt. It was a good idea. It was the best of a bad situation, but Simple and Co will actually have a stunning performance there. Simple with 26 kills, Electronic with 22. Those are the names you want at the very top, and it's that tag team duo that's been delivering throughout this tournament. Really scary scenes there on Train. Dust 2 was underwhelming, but that Train performance was dominant.
Dominant indeed. NaVi, they get into the playoffs despite the scare against Liquid and the knife that gave it away. That can all be forgotten perhaps because they get equal chance and equal opportunity. Mousesports not on the stage again in their hometown. A bit of a curse, perhaps, but a team on the rise. We'll see if they can make amends for it in their next event. With that, we send it back to the desk as this series concludes.